What's up, ladies and gentlemen? You're now watching Kinetic Outcome, and we are with
Sulai,
founder of SPICEMRKT. And by the way, it's a lovely Saturday. As you can see, the outside, it's a little cloudy, and we have some karaoke running around in the background. So if you hear someone singing, don't mind it. Focus on my voice and his handsome voice.
Wow.
Okay.
Thank you. So first of all, I just wanted to thank you for taking your time to kind of on a Saturday bring me out here for this interview. I've seen the work you guys do, and it's very impressive. So again, thank you. Thank you for having me here. Yeah.
Same here, man. And
Always
yeah,
a
so
pleasure.
for the first question,
Yeah.
an introduction of yourself, where you were born,
Okay.
and just growing up.
I was born in Hong Kong, but obviously I'm not Chinese. I'm half Indian, half Filipino. I'm born and raised in Hong Kong, so there were obviously tough times, good times. And I also studied in the UK. I pursued my international business degree, and then afterwards I decided to come back to Hong Kong. From there, I worked a few jobs, some in startups, some in corporate, and now operating SPICEMRKT, which is a cooking sauce company. Something we're very passionate about, and my partner is my younger brother, so it just worked out really well for us at the moment.
Shout out.
Yeah, shout out Baz.
Yeah. And next question is, from your transition to where you are now,
Yeah.
how did you get here? Like, what was the moment?
There's a lot of factors that play into that decision. It wasn't easy at all. I just knew myself as a person. I cannot give 100% of effort to something I really don't believe in. And it has gotten me in trouble with my previous jobs. I don't work as hard as I should. I wouldn't be a model employee if you asked my previous employers. There's nothing really special about me. But I think it was just the fact that I wasn't really happy in terms of doing what I did. And I always thought of myself as an entrepreneur. And I thought if I kept not wasting time, but kept delaying it, I would not get to where I am right now. And I just think, so I decided to take that leap. But also I was very careful with it. I wasn't just, screw it. I'm chasing my dreams. I'm going to jump in there. It's not like a movie, you need to be very careful with these decisions. And it was just more like I wasn't happy. I've tried other businesses and failed, but this one was something I'm incredibly passionate about. And I thought, okay, I'm going to list out the plans one by one, have that patience and just tackle it. And from there, it's still fairly new business, but I'm happy where we're at right now.
And how many years already?
It's been 2 years now. 2 years, and it just flew by like that. Like, it still feels like just yesterday I was like, I'm going to quit this job and I'm going to do this. But it just shows how time flies and you don't want to waste it.
Yeah, that was fast.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so next question is, what's rewarding and challenging in the process of these 2 years where you're building this?
Okay, that's a good question. Because SPICEMRKT, again, is a cooking sauce company, and it's really focused on, let's say, Indian cuisine. And the challenging bit of that, especially in the city of Hong Kong, is often the cuisine is very misunderstood. It has a very bad reputation in terms of it's gassy. When you eat it, what happens, like it's spicy, it's not healthy, it smells bad. And they say Indian food is equals to curry. And to me, that's something me and my brother and the team we have are trying to change. We're trying to rebrand Indian cuisine, especially in Hong Kong. Growing up in Hong Kong, again, this journey is more of a self-discovery journey. Like, I was born and raised in Hong Kong, but I didn't know much about my Indian roots. I didn't know how to speak the language. And I was often quite embarrassed of my cuisine because of the people surrounded. They were always telling me, it smells bad, don't eat Indian food. So I'd really keep it to myself. But as I grew and kind of discover myself, I just realized Indian cuisine has a lot to offer. Like, India has 16 official languages, thousands of different tribes, castes, maybe 5 to 6 major religions. And to say their food is only curry, it's really it doesn't do it any justice. India has a very rich culture, and I'm trying to change that through our cooking sauces. And in Hong Kong, the challenge is really educating the local clientele, really educating them in terms of changing their mindset of Indian food and Indian culture. That's the biggest challenge so far, but right now, yoga has made it easier for us. People are getting into yoga, and now they're asking, what do yogis eat? And yogis eat Indian food, right? So that's really helping us at the moment. And in terms of rewarding, I mean, the fact that like people just give you compliments saying this tastes delicious, that for me is the biggest reward I can get, because again, food is very personal, and when people say it's delicious, like I'm happy just to see it grow from there. So yeah, it's a very simple, rewarding experience for me. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I need to make you some.
If I put it into the ironic words, because I never really thought curry was like that.
Right.
I always thought Indian food was many different options, right?
Yeah.
Because we came from a multicultural school.
Exactly.
The right word to put it, if it's cooked right, is terribly addicting.
Yes. Hey, he's got it. I should probably put that on SPICEMRKT. It's terribly addicting.
Yeah, because I really love I love the man, I forgot what you call that. What was that bread again?
Naan breads, paratha, chapati. Chapati. Like
there's loads. There's cheese inside.
Ooh, like it could be cheesy naan. Or,
cheese naan.
Yeah.
Cheese naan, and you dip it in the right saucing.
Yeah. The sauce is
whichever type of curry you do.
Exactly.
My favorite, personally, is
salivating
from my friend's restaurant.
Yeah.
He has.
Shout out your friend's restaurant.
𝘾𝙤 Mess Club.
Hey, Omer. Yeah.
It's in TST.
Highly recommended.
You gotta visit, or else you're missing out on your life. Like, you gotta eat some before you die. If that makes sense.
Exactly.
That one thing in his menu that I really, really love ever since I tried it for the first time, the cheese naan mixed with his eggplant curry.
Oh wow. Okay, that's
and then
interesting.
on top of that, I put the lamb curry sauce.
Oh yeah. See,
just take that bite, man.
Like I mean, like Indian food is so, it varies. You know, you can do so much with it. Like region to region, it changes. Like people saying curry, Indian food is curry, is just saying like Italian food is just pasta, or like Chinese food, all Chinese food is just soy sauce based. It's just the same thing.
Noodles.
Yeah, like all Chinese food is noodles, which is not true. You know, what my brother and I saw is like there's a gap in this market. We're going to take some time, but we know it's going to be hugely beneficial. I mean, like look at Thai food when they first started. Like people didn't like it. People were like, what is this, too spicy? Now it's popular all around the world. Japanese food, you know, when it first came out, people didn't want to eat raw fish. Like, what is this? It's shocking. But with Indian food, we see that trend, and I feel like there's a market there for us, and this is also something very personal to us. So that's why we're busting our ass doing this day in and day out. I think I need to cook you some. I don't think I cooked you any, right?
Not yet.
Not yet?
Last time we planned, we're too busy.
So yeah, exactly.
We're going to do it.
We'll make it happen. Maybe another video idea.
We actually might film that.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
while we're
That'll be fun.
eating.
Yeah, that'll be fun. That'll be fun.
Okay, cool. And next question is, what do you feel about Hong Kong's approach into the industry you're in? Or you can expand global if you want to.
Yeah. The industry in Hong Kong, so the sauce industry is huge, hugely competitive. You know, what I see is like, we obviously want to get into the mainstream supermarkets and things like that, because when we do see Indian sauces in supermarkets, it's mainly not Indian brands. It's like an Australian brand, like an English brand. I mean, their sauces are delicious, but I don't think it truly represents how Indian food is, because to me, a jar of curry sauce is not Indian cooking. Like, Indian cooking is a process. It's like magic, you know, you ask every Indian family, they'll tell you there's no shortcuts. You need to use this, you need to use that, you know, obviously you want to simplify to save time, but to simplify it into a sad jar of sauce, that cannot represent Indian cuisine. And for me, I'm incredibly passionate to change that. So our curry kits actually contain 3 components. That's why we call it a curry kit. It contains the whole spices for your oil, a base sauce, which is pureed ginger garlic, which is very important in Indian cooking, and the curry sauce, depending on the recipe we have. It's just layers and layers of flavor, and that's Indian food for you. And it's also a healthier alternative because we don't put any MSG or any preservatives because we're not mixing all these ingredients together. So it's all kept separate, and it lasts for a year or so. But yeah, man, like I just really want to change that perception in Hong Kong, and also getting into those supermarkets are a bit difficult as an Indian brand because it still has a very bad reputation in that sense of Indian brands are lower quality, which is not true. But one problem with Indian brands is they don't often spend much in terms of their marketing or their branding. It's kept very cheap. You know, they don't believe in that. They spend all their money in terms of the ingredients, but when it comes to branding, they don't believe it. They're like, our product is great. People should buy it. And we're trying to change that. We're trying to be that fresh Indian brand from Hong Kong. And there is no company like us at the moment. So we're excited to see where it goes. But the tough bit is really getting into the mainstream market because solely we're an Indian food company. So
it's like the video I sent you about Grant Cardone.
Right.
He says all the huge corporations, they understand one thing. They are in huge debt.
Yeah.
Huge spending and marketing equals huge amount of sales.
Right. I really agree with that because that's the only way you can reach your audience now, especially in a very digital world. So we will be pushing out a few more content when we move into our kitchen space. And hopefully you can come and we cook you some, do a little blind test or something, whatever. But yeah, you're right. And that's what we're trying to do, trying to educate the local clientele about how Indian cuisine, if done right, can actually be very delicious. I mean, it's delicious, but it can also be very healthy. Spices have healing properties. They're not just used for spice, like heat. Like spice does not equal to heat. Chilies, black peppers equal to heat, whereas you have thousands of different spices that just give you pure flavor. So that's what we're trying to change.
Never thought of it that way.
Yeah, hey, there you go, man.
Yeah. Okay. And the next question is, what advice would you give to somebody who would like to pursue the path you're pursuing or to be like you?
Okay. So in terms of entrepreneurship or in terms of getting into the food industry?
You can actually mix both.
Okay. Honestly, for me, the problem now, I think, not a problem, but I think right now we get so much information thrown at us, especially on social media, where there are often people that spread messages like, if you're not happy with your job, quit, go chase your dreams, all this. Yes, it plays a part, but also it's not very realistic. You know, like for us to do this, there's a lot of risk, and you have to be willing to sacrifice a lot of things to pursue it. So you have to really think, like sit down and really think it through, you know, have a piece of paper, write down all these business ideas you have, and then really think, like, is this feasible? Can I do this? And then you slowly scratch them out. Because when you get into this business, when you get into entrepreneurship, you have to give it all. And also, if you're doing it for the money, I don't think that's the right reasons, because you won't see the money come in a long time. You know, you need to find out the passion. You need to really find out if you have that drive to do it. Because if you're really doing it for the money, if I was doing this for the money, I would have quit a year ago because I didn't see anything come. Like I was selling 1 kit, 2 kits in a month. You know, it was what, like $50, $60. You know, it was horrible. But I think you need to have that drive in you to keep reminding yourself every day, why are you doing this? You know, what's the bigger purpose? And our purpose was to share our culture that's often misunderstood through our kits. And it will take time. But when people like you just now saying, I didn't know spices were like that to me is, it moves closer to my goal, you know, where people kind of understand how Indian food is so complex and actually beneficial to you. So I think you need to find your purpose, your drive, and really, really be realistic. because often people get thrown off by the luxuries they see on social media. And, you know, not everyone lives a true life on social media. Social media, again, it's not reality, me personally. So people get confused and they want to live that way, and they just throw away things that are important to them and chase the clout. But yeah, man, I think you have to be very realistic. Find out if you have the opportunities, the ways, the means to get it. Save money to start, because you need a lot to start your business, obviously. But yeah, you need a certain type of mindset, which I'm sure you would understand when it comes to being an entrepreneur.
Long vision.
Yeah, like, you know, you have
reality.
Exactly.
No, vision. Screw reality.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, you know, it's difficult. So yeah, just be realistic and make sure you're incredibly passionate, because I think that's the only way to keep you going.
I guess just to clear the realistic part, you can dream as big as you want, but you still need to scale.
Right.
So that's where the realistic part plays. But
Exactly.
the dreaming is whatever, no matter what, no matter how big.
You can dream, like, you know, dream like humans. That makes us human, right? Like dreaming, you know, we all have dreams and ambitions we want, but we also need to find the way to make that dream a reality. And sometimes some people may waste their time trying to chase a certain dream. And I know this sounds quite dark or not very motivational, but you know, you have to be realistic, because I know personally it's not easy. It's very difficult. And I wish someone was there to tell me a few things. But again, I learned on the way. But yeah, have your dreams, chase your dreams, but make sure you have a solid plan, because it's very difficult.
If it's easy, it's
everyone
not worth
would have
it.
done it, right? Yeah, it's not worth it. It's part of the journey, you know. I enjoy the journey. I don't know what end I want, but the journey itself is what's very exciting for me. And I hope people can experience that, you know, working really hard. I mean, it can apply to not only entrepreneurship, it can apply to your work as well, but really taking control of what you can do and building something with it. That's very rewarding. Yeah.
Okay. And the next question, you answered a few bits here and there already earlier.
Right.
I just want you to break it down in the shortest way possible.
Yeah.
What do you feel makes you unique in what you do?
I think because being born and raised in Hong Kong, and also coming from a Filipino Indian background, I've been exposed to a lot of different cultures, a lot of different nationalities. So I think that kind of unique experience for me allowed me to be able to reach out to different audiences. Like, I think that's what I always knew. And I felt like with something like an Indian cuisine or Indian culture, Indian food cuisine, I think I could represent that very well with my experiences. And also, that's a tough one actually. But I think it's just my experiences growing up in a very multicultural city. I think it will give me it. Yeah, it makes me very unique in that sense, I think. Yeah, that's a good question actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, he is a hybrid, so.
Like a lot of us are out here now.
Soon enough, we'll be looking toward Filipino kits, spice kits, and I don't know how to say about Filipino kits.
Could be, there are plans to do that. That's why we call ourselves a South Asian brand, because we're not going to limit ourselves to just Indian food, because there are other Filipino food is super underrated, you know. But I see a lot of other new restaurants opening up, which is pretty cool. So yeah, we'll definitely move towards that space. But yeah, for now, one step at a time. Just got to be patient, you know.
All right.
Yeah.
Cool. So, off to the next question.
Cool.
Your journey towards this process.
Yeah.
I'm sure you're going to have supporters and naysayers, right? So how did that go for you?
That's I think to me that was one of the toughest life experiences I had to experience for now. Like when I first started, I was getting a lot of support from friends, relationships, family. But then as, you know, things don't happen overnight. And as people see that, people start to kind of move away from you because, you know, I mean, I was out of a relationship. I lost a few friends. My family was just kind of, what are you doing? You know how family is like, they tend to compare you with other families, and very, very Asian, very, very Asian to do that. But it was tough, man. I had to put my head down, really. I had to really isolate myself, I think, because if I keep letting these noise affect me, I don't think I'd be able to keep going, because it was honestly very tough. You know, I had to question myself. I'm just like, why am I doing this? Like, you know, people are leaving me. Friends don't want to like really hang out with me. And I just decided to drown myself into this. And that was kind of the motivation at first. I was very angry. I was like, you know, I have to prove everyone wrong. You know, it starts off like that. And then it drove me to work, that anger. And then slowly that anger turned into kind of hunger. You know, you see changes. You see your business kind of moving from this to this. Like even 1% change excited me so much that it became hunger. So that was the high I was chasing. Seeing it grow, seeing it better. So I think, I have to thank them, because without these people who left me or who didn't believe in me, it pushed me to become who I am right now. So I'm not angry at them. I don't hold any grudges. Everyone you meet has a reason or a purpose in your life. And I really thank them for doing that, because without them, again, I wouldn't be doing this. I wouldn't be doing something I love with my brother, with the team we have. So yeah, man, like it's gonna suck for a bit, but if you keep your head straight, good things will come, man. I always believe if you're hardworking, things will come. No matter how long it takes, it will come to you. You will create your own opportunities, perseverance. And yeah, man, just don't give up. Don't give up. Ignore the naysayers. You know, they tend to not want to see you succeed and things like that. But also I had tremendous amount of support from great friends and family. I'm grateful. I can't really complain too much. So yeah, you got to stay positive, man.
Well,
yeah,
I learned this recently.
Yeah.
I don't know if I mentioned to you.
Right.
There is fear,
yeah,
and there is hope. Right. And both ends only demand one thing from us. Well, not two, one. Faith.
Yeah.
So you have faith in it, either if it's fear or hope. So
right.
rather choose the positive side.
Yeah. Yeah, you're absolutely right. I think negative thoughts are...
You attract it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you know, it's easy. It's very easy to feel sorry for yourself. But again, I don't let that get into my head. Obviously, you can feel it. You're not supposed to suppress it. You're supposed to feel it, understand it, and from there, see what you can gain out of it. You know, if it's something out of your control, might as well move on from it and focus on things you can control that could better you and people you care about. So, like, it's very simple. It's not, like, for me, it's very simple. I want to do things that make the people I care about happy, make myself happy. So I'm in a very good place, very happy working with my brother, you know, someone who's pretty much family. So, yeah, man, can't complain. I'm so happy, very happy.
That's great.
Yeah, yeah.
Next is, who do you look up to? Could be anybody.
Cool. Wow, man. Oh, who do I look up to? I definitely look up to my mom and dad. They are both entrepreneurs. And my mom and dad, they came from, you know, my dad came from India to come to Hong Kong to pursue a better life. My mom too. And they both couldn't afford to get an education. So they came here. My mom came here as a domestic helper. My dad came here as a delivery boy. And the odds were against them, you know, especially in Hong Kong. And they somehow figured a way out to work so hard. They took whatever opportunity was given to them, and they grasped it. Like my dad's story was, he was working as as an associate for this trading company. He was delivering documents for them. And one day he showed up to work. The office was empty. No one was there. I think people were like, I don't know, giving letters, but I think the bosses left because the company was going bankrupt. So what my dad did was he took the phones, he took whatever contacts he had, and he took that risk to conduct business. Because he was learning, like when he was working there, he was listening, he was learning. So from there, it just kind of blew up for him. Like it took him a long time, but if he didn't do that, I don't think he would get to where he is at right now. And my mom, in that sense too, she met my dad, and then they started working together, and my mom also decided to pursue her own business. So to see them do that, you know, against all odds, like I really look up to them, because it's very difficult in Hong Kong. Like I think as ethnic minorities, the odds are always against us. And so my mom and dad is people that I really look up to, if you had to ask. Obviously I have other heroes as well. They're more athletes because of their mindset. But yeah, my mom and dad is someone I really look up to.
You see, guys, husband, wife, together,
Yeah.
business.
Yeah.
The lights just turned off because that was a huge punchline, not punline. What I mean is there's this bias of couples can't work together.
Right.
Husband and wife can't work together. It won't work out. I just feel that maybe they weren't compatible.
Yeah.
So never listen. I'm one of those where I worked with my previous partner. It didn't work out, but it doesn't mean it won't work out.
Yeah.
And you're working with your brother as well.
Yeah. I mean, they don't knock it. Don't knock it until you've, you know, really tried it, because people always say don't work with friends, don't work with family. Yes, there's reasons for it, but I think try it, see where it goes from there. You know, like I would say my mom was my dad's lucky charm. You know, without my mom's support, my dad wouldn't keep doing what he did. Without my brother's support, I don't think I can do it alone. I cannot do it alone. Like I have this solid group, a solid team that believes in us, believes in what we do, and I do it for them. You know, like so yeah, man.
Yeah, I'll make it clear when I said you work with your brother as well, as family, not couple. So.
Oh yeah. That'd be awkward. Yeah. Sorry, Kate. If.
Yep. Yes. Next, I think it's the last question actually. What is there to?
I'm really enjoying this. By the way.
What is there to look? Same here. Right.
Yeah,
what is there to look forward to in the next year or 2 or 5? Your long vision. Like if you want to reveal a few bits here and there so people can follow you, we'll put all the links later in the description box.
Yeah.
Make sure you stalk him. You could be in the window with binoculars watching him in the office. So.
Hey, go ahead, man. Actually, don't do that. I'm pretty terrified. No, I'm joking.
Back to the plans.
Yeah.
We just got cut because there's a 30-minute limit.
Man, we were loving this conversation. Yeah. It's taking, I didn't know, time flies by. Obviously, we're doing the cooking sauce side, so we're trying to launch different products across different cuisines. And actually, I'm not sure if I could say this. Yeah, I can say this. We are moving towards building a halal food kitchen because we want to cater to the ethnic minority kids who often don't have access to halal meals. And comparing to our friends in Malaysia, Singapore, they've got halal meals everywhere. And it's not only limited to Indian food. You know, they have Chinese halal food. They have Thai halal food. And that's something we want to do with schools. So I think we're going to start our partnership with Delia, you know, represent. We're going to be providing school lunches to the kids there. And that's something we're very excited because we want the kids to be able to eat well, you know, like stay away from the lo mein. I mean, I love lo mein, but don't eat it every day. Stay away from the McDonald's. And it's good to develop their palates, you know, like to try different cuisine, because when you go out to work, you're going to have a lot of dinners. So it's a good talking point to have. So yeah, I think we're going to be moving to that cooked food side. So we may be opening up certain food concepts that we've always dreamed about. So yeah, man, we're very excited and we're very grateful that we even get to think about these opportunities. You know, we started off mixing spices in a little box and we had to seal everything. I personally had to seal everything, fold the boxes and deliver them myself. But to see us come to kind of this point, to be able to make these plans for our business, it's incredibly humbling and very proud of our team, proud of myself. So yeah. those are my plans. But again, they're just plans, so we'll see. But hopefully, maybe next time we can do another one. You can come, and we'll start. Maybe I'll do an interview with you.
Sure.
Yeah, you could do that. Have Indian food and do it. So yeah, in terms of plans, yeah, I think we're very excited. We're very, very excited and very grateful. So yeah.
You just reminded me of that song, R.I.P. Dollar, Feeling Myself.
Feeling myself.
It used to be like, I got a flock of fly women, I'm feeling myself. But for you, it's like, I got a flock of lots of spices, I'm feeling myself.
Yeah, hey, that could be our theme
could
song.
could be.
A flock of spices. Yeah.
Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, 𝙤𝙤𝙤𝙪𝙤𝙤𝙪,
Sulaiman Sajahan.
SPICEMRKT,
Yeah.
Kinetic Outcome, and we out.
Thank you again very much. Have
Pleasure.
a good day. Thanks.
Our aim is to provide value. So if you like what you watched, make sure you hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. I'm also a financial advisor based in Hong Kong, so feel free to check the description box for my details and email or DM. And if ever you need video and photography services, the phenomenal videos you're watching right now are filmed by 𝙎𝙪𝙩𝙘𝙀𝙗𝙀. Lastly, if you love hip-hop music, rap, R&B, singing, whichever that sounds amazing to your ears, because I always do a lot of experiments with it, feel free to drop by my channel at SCF or Saint Crossfade. Appreciate you for being part of this episode and more to come. Till next time.